Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Montego Ramon, man. We are in the airport right now. And as you can see right now, I have up my current balance in the last two trading days. You can see we've gone from up basically 1570 to now we had a losing day of 1245. That means we're only about $325 up from 50,000. We only have $755 of drawdown left because that was a big loss, basically. So where are we at as of right now? Events. Let's see what's coming up today. It's Wednesday. This is today's events. This is core CPI. This is the forecast. Previous. It's not really I don't really know how to read this. Forecast, previous, high. I need to learn how to read this, actually. Impact levels, high, impact levels. It tells me impact levels, but it's not really telling me how it affected the market. What I seen was, clear that. I want to go high only. What I seen was, the market kind of, it pulled back, then kind of went up. Took out a previous major high, which I'll show. We'll go right over to it. Took out a previous major high on NQ. I'm specifically talking about NQ. So as you can see on this day, right? We last night after the close of the market, we closed down yesterday, and then pretty much all last night we bought up. Had this, we didn't really have a sweep here, but it definitely came and filled this gap here, which would have been a solid entry too, honestly. This would have been a solid entry. Oh, we ain't doing all that now. This would have been a solid entry on something just to try to probably take two previous highs, which the previous high was over here. So this was basically the next. This would have been a major level of resistance right here, right? Could have just took it up there. Could have took it at the fair value gap there. That would have been a nice entry. That was at what time this morning? That was basically at 8 a.m. this morning. So I think I'm on New York time. So that would have been 7 o'clock in Dallas. No way I could have took that trade because I was on a flight. So this would have been major, a nice little trade right here. I had started making a video last night of my trade performance day before making the 1570, which is super important. What I need to do right now is I need to log in so I can actually show those entries and things like that. So let me do that real quickly. So we're in, and then I just want to go ahead and pull up those. Where is that? Boom, boom. Go trade settings. Execution labels are up. Okay, X. Let's see. Okay, they're not showing any of my previous labels or entries though. For whatever reason, this would have been I'm trying to see what maybe will cause this rejection here, and if a price will turn around at this level. Besides this rejection here, and this being a previous level where price pulled back to here, shot up there. Same thing here, price moved to here, shot up there. And then now we're working our way down. So what I'm thinking is price wants to come down to like this area here. This is going to be a huge area. Let's make that a red zone real quick. So I'm going to create make this a red zone. Right, I think this should be red. I think this deserves to be red, guys. I think this deserves to be red. This is going to be a major zone to watch out for right here. Let me do something. All right, cool. So, yeah, this is going to be, I think this is where we're going to come down to. We could have zones within here. I think we're going to come down to, we have a fair value gap here. Oh, okay, so this is a closer one right here. you know, even though I didn't show the trade, the live trade, which I can't really even get access to at this moment, I was still able to do a trade breakdown. But I wouldn't y'all see the exact entries and everything like that. So I'm gonna do my best to keep track of that here. So this will be a nice trade right here as of right now. I just need to catch a pullback in the lower time frame. Then we could probably take this. As of right now, the market is closed currently, so I'm gonna keep an eye open for when this happens, and then I will just basically track that. And I'll probably take both trades on my my paper trading account and my actual account. I gotta keep my risk low, so maybe I only risk like $100 to make like 3 or something like that, or $100 to make 4, or 1 to 5. I might risk 2 to make what I need to make, but we'll keep it to those 2 areas as of right now. I just want to see at the open a pullback, and then I'll sell off into those areas. Nothing crazy. Let's see. I don't see anything popping up just yet as far as like where price will pull back to before I would take the entry, right? So that would be a clear 1 to 3, might be something like that. Another entry could be, or another entry point could be, well, cause okay, you got this one on the 5 minute, right? You got this one right in here, which I'll show with a box. Got this entry point here, and then we have this one here. I think the last night's trade too, I was in just way too heavy too. I was in both NQ and gold, and I think the pullbacks just murdered my account, which we had a daily stop loss limit of 1,200, so it kicked me out and then locked me out and liquidated. So we're gonna look for a pullback to one of these areas. If I could set that joint now, I'd set it now. Let's see if I could hit. Oh no, we don't want to do it from here. I would need to do it from here. MNQ. So I would need to set like a order. I could set a sell at order. I would sell like maybe 3 from there. Done. Discard. I sell 3 from here. I do something like that. Sell 3 from here. And then I sell. Okay, it won't let me do it right now. And then I'll have to do it like, let me see how I do it. Sell. Buy 3, stop limit, sell 3 from here. Whatever, I don't know what they're talking about. So yeah, I'll probably take them from there. So I'll mark out those areas, and I'll keep I'll set an alert, and then I'll set another alert. And then we're gonna take a look at gold. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at gold. So I wanna watch those areas. Let me see if I see anything on the higher time frames. 15 minute looking pretty much clear. 30 minute looking clear. It's already making its move downward. I want to watch for this area right here. Add an alert. No. Delete that. Just want to add an alert. And then let me see if anything below that I want to watch. Oh yeah, here. Add an alert. I'm not going to even check any of the other trades. I probably should look at ES. Probably important for me to look at ES. It's making the exact same move. We got room up here, so I want to see what happens if we can get inside here. Add an alert here. And then let me see if there's anything else I might see down here. Let me see if there's anything on the 1 hour. It's not down on the 1 hour. We probably got levels below here I need to watch for. No, not really. They down. Oh, we about to make a serious move down, guys. Y'all see all this down here? I want to watch for this. I want to set an alert here. Okay, cool. I want to see. We probably about to make a move downward. Do we have room up here to fill these? No, those are fully mitigated. We got to pull back area right there. And then we probably going to make some moves downward. I got to see actually how CPI affected the market today, and if we're going to be looking to just continue to sell off or what. YM definitely selling off too. So I'll be looking to potentially get in any one of these. I'm going to set an alert right here. Add an alert. Boom. I want to know anything coming under there. I don't see anything could pull back to above that. So we're just going to watch out for it. Let's go to gold. Gold is looking sweet. We got areas. I want to see a break underneath this level. Add an alert. Then I want to watch for this area. At the top of that. Add an alert. Yeah, so I want to watch those two. And then I want to see, let me see if we got anything potentially pulling back. Man, this thing gone, bro. It may continue higher, bro, but I don't really see that happening. So we got an area right here it could pull back into for rejection. Add an alert. All right, cool. So I got my alert set, guys. What else we got going on? All right, cool. So I'm gonna chill. I want to know if it gets inside here as well. Add an alert. Trying to see when I'm going to hit my limit on these orders. These are gonna be good. This is good though. Yeah, my flight got pushed back like an hour, so we're just chilling, man. That's all I got, man. As of right now, I'll drop this. What I'm watching for, I'll check the live trades. I really want y'all to see how I messed up yesterday on those trades. What's funny is that the trades went in my direction. I just kind of got in a little too hasty, so I gotta show some patience there because we really couldn't weather the pullbacks, and I'm going a little too heavy. So I think what I need to do is just kind of slow things down and take smaller position sizes so I can, number one, relax the psychology, trader psychology, and we can make better choices, you know what I mean? Because what happens is we get in a rush and want to beat the account as soon as possible, which is possible, but you just need the solid move and patience for that. So sometimes I'll rush the move instead of waiting, just chilling. And, I practice sitting out of the market a lot and not trading every single day so that we start to get used to understanding like, hey, this thing is going to come as as you relax into it. Stay diligent, stay, alert with it, and keep up with it. And you don't have to rush it. You don't have to trade every day. You don't need every move. You don't even need them to, oversize into the positions. You know what I mean? Everything compounds quick. It just takes some consistency and diligence and being deliberate in your trade opportunities. And, just executing your strategy. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. I'm trying to keep this quick and short to the point. I really kind of want to see what was said in the news. So I'll probably drop some more information on that as well, just seeing what I see and how it's affecting the market. As far as I know right now, let's see. Forex Factory. All right, let's go to Forex Factory real quick. So this is Tuesday. I want to see non-USD. Apply filter. Let's go to calendar. Let's do that again. Non-USD. Apply filter. That was Monday. Okay, they showing us the actual, and then just based on the color coding, right? You see if we got much of a change or no change. So core CPI month to month, year over year, CPI month to month, and CPI year to year. It basically showing there was no significant change because it's still black. Red, we got a change. So crude oil performed worse than what was projected, basically. Thursday, we got core PPI month to month, and then we got PPI coming up at 8:30. So it's going to be nice to be able to see that, see how the market moves. Don't chase any moves, see how it affects it. You're probably going to get some volatility pop into the market, and then just watch for the areas of opportunities that align with the strategy. And if anything's unclear, don't take the trade. So it's kind of where we'll be at with that. Federal budget balance is not a high impact news. The crude oil is not even a high impact news neither. So you can see that actual forecast previous. So you see what I'm saying? No, it basically met what they forecasted. So we didn't get much of a change. Market continued in its direction, rejected from that that area of resistance that we was talking about on NQ, right? And you see what I'm saying? Like, even on this move, I got the overall direction, right? But we had a liquidity sweep that I became liquidity because I didn't have my stop losses in a good place or in the best place to avoid getting kicked out of the trade. And it's like, how could I have made that mistake? You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes, like I said, what'll happen is you thinking about, you're making this move, so it's executed at 29.14. 29.14. So I was at the top of this candle. Boom. Stops should have been like in this area under these levels, right? And then we would have never got touched because that was the last area basically of structure. And then we could have rolled that to that area of resistance. We could have took it to this here. That would have got up 3-1. We could have took the top of the area, which is closer to the area of resistance. It actually swept that high, right? That high, and we would have still got a 1-to-4 trade right there. Y'all can see that. I'll show it to you if you don't know how to read the risk to reward or understand risk to reward real quick. So risk to reward is super important to understand because here it is, risk to reward ratio. And you see the numbers right there, the whole thing, risk to reward ratio. That is super important because this lets you know, like, it helps you out with risk management. Risk management is super important to managing your equity because the two major things you want to do in the market, one is you want to protect your equity. Two is you want to grow your equity, right? So that's basically what you're doing when you're in here going to war in this market. You know what I'm saying? So that's super important to watch out for. And as y'all can see, we came up here. I'll do a little structure as well. So like I said, we came from this low. Got a little bit of structure in here, nothing crazy, but it's still making higher highs and higher lows nonetheless after that rejection down here, right? Small in here, still continuing up. We got some little sweeps off in here, right? Still making higher highs, higher lows. It comes up here, sweeps that high right here. It sweeps the high, because this is the high. The top of the long position is where I have the high of the previous high. So it comes to this level of resistance, sweeps it a little bit, but the body still closes way down here, right? And then we come and make this higher low, right? This is a higher low because it's higher than this low down here. We see this swing low, and then you see these swing lows down here. So the swing low is the pullback areas on the uptrend, right? Then we come right here after we continue making these higher highs and higher lows. We make this final high, pull back to make a higher low. But then right here is super important to understand where we make a lower high. This is a lower high area because it's lower than this high. Right now, well, if we would have been continuing the uptrend, we would have made a higher high and then made a higher low and then continued up. But no, we're making a lower high, and then we're going to make a lower low because it's going to be lower than this. Our price is already lower than this low right here. So we're making that low, and then we can probably expect either a little bit more move down, and then they lower another lower high to be made, and then we continue down into the areas I'm watching down here, right, where price is gonna be basically all right, so cut that shit. Where price is basically gonna be doing this thing down here, because down here we have these areas I had just marked out earlier where it's a fair value gap where price is going to draw to. Now again, y'all, I'm gonna always try to reiterate this as much as possible. Based on ICT philosophy, price is going to do this. Price is going to draw towards buy side or sell side liquidity to take out stops and create more liquidity in the market. And then it also is going to create imbalances and then go rebalance those imbalances, right? Before it typically likes to make its moves or turn around or anything like that, this was a prime example, right? So it didn't just come up to this level of resistance. It came up to this level of resistance, sweeping this high where stops will probably be at above this level, right? If you look left, right? So looking left is looking here. I'm looking left because we're talking about today's movement, how after yesterday's trading, we seen price sell off and then come to this low, right? Breaking below these lows, hitting this area, coming down here, and then shooting back up to this level, sweeping this high, and then continuing down, right? Which overall, this is kind of it's still kind of in an uptrend for the most part. And the overall move made this high, made this lower high, and then we kind of got a little bit of consolidation here. And then in a smaller kind of movement, we're seeing that we could potentially start to break below these lows, back into this low, and then before we start making our moves up, we'll see though. We'll see how it goes. So, because I think we all were expecting NQ to go to new highs before selling off. So this is where we're at with it. And I got to cut this video because it's been 22 minutes. Peace.